What's going on, Murphy?
Welcome back to the channel, guys.
If you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, turn on post notifications, and join the family. This is a different kind of video that we're gonna sit down and talk with y'all. So treat this like a podcast.
Yeah, I feel like this is like set up like a podcast.
This room feels soundproof.
Yeah, it does.
This is the only room that has no echo.
It's just us and our thoughts and you guys.
Yeah, the silence.
So loud.
We are bringing a different video. I want to answer one question and give an update on certain things to have to do with that one question and kind of like clear some things up. Any questions that possibly will get answered throughout us explaining certain things.
We feel like we've done mukbangs. When we do mukbangs, we answer a ton of questions and sometimes we just don't go in full detail. And to be honest, like, this is our most asked question. To be honest, it's the most important topic, I feel like, in our life. We feel like it deserves a whole video. One question deserves a whole video, yes.
Yeah, there's a lot to it.
But there is a lot to it, yeah.
As you guys saw the title, we're going to be answering why we aren't pregnant or haven't had kids. So it was just my birthday. On the 25th of February was my birthday. And there's no birthday video. I do want to start here and then we'll take it back. But I want to say my birthday was tough. I want to say this now because a lot of times I don't like get out what I truly feel or what I truly want to say when it comes to turning on the camera for some reason, because I'm just so used to being goofy and just like being funny and just wanting to make people smile and laugh, and like I don't really like try and show or talk about, even to Montana, which can be bad at some points, but to even talk about like how I'm feeling, or it's just like things unsaid that like build up. This month for my birthday, leading up to it, I was telling Montana I didn't want to do nothing for my birthday, and she didn't know why though. I just told her though, I was like, look, I don't want to do shit for my birthday. Nothing. Don't give me nothing. Don't do nothing. Don't take me on a trip. I don't want nothing for my birthday. I don't even want to celebrate the day. Little did I know, she ended up doing some little shit for me anyway. Which still made the day very special. I feel like the best gift you gave me was the letter. You know? Like, it was just like an understanding. And then I know we talked actually after everything, like why I didn't really want to. But I'll pretty much sum it up for y'all. Like, I have been in a place of just like, I just don't feel the excitement from things right now. Like, I don't feel the excitement for living this crazy life of doing things, and like as in like my birthday, like going on trips and getting crazy things or buying ourselves things and stuff like that. I feel like I have no excitement for that, and I feel it's because we don't or can't have a baby right now. And it's like, it's super touchy because the one gift I told Montana, I literally wrote this long message the other day. I wanted, which is this is not to say like to have any pressure. We already talked about this.
Yeah,
I already like told her about all this, but was like, I was hoping, not even just on my birthday, but like hoping at some point by my birthday we would have been pregnant. And I think it really hit me that we aren't. And the amount of times that we go to conceive, is that the right word I could use? I'm trying to make this classy, you know.
Said Ryan never. I'm just kidding.
That time, like, there's been times where like after, like I'll just go in the other bedroom or the bathroom and just like cry. Because like I will see Montana and like we're trying, you know? We've been trying for a long time, I would say now. Like we're a year, her tumor surgery. So I would say like we've been trying hard, I would say, for years. But like the tumor affected shit. And then post-tumor, we're a year post-tumor, and we were thinking like 4 months. So I would say like 8 months trying. Like we were like, I'm down to like knowing her full cycle now. Ever since she got her first period cycle back, I've been like on top of it knowing, and it's like I know the exact days that I'm supposed to be in there. And seeing her and her face, like, just makes me, like, the face that she, like, I don't know how to put it, y'all, but, like, I just feel so bad every single time. Every single time I feel just terrible after, because it's like such a good feeling, but then after you're like praying and then it doesn't come, and then the cycle repeats. And that's kind of where we've been at for a long time. And I think by my birthday, I kind of said to myself, like, I'm turning 26. There's got to be something up. So we wanted to sit down and kind of tell y'all our thoughts on all this, because I didn't want to celebrate my birthday or nothing because of it, because it's just like, that's the one thing in the world that I feel like two people can create. A living being, by the grace of God, is the most beautiful thing. The best gift I could ever receive as a man. And that's why I told Montana, I'm not celebrating no birthdays from here out. And that's, I literally told her that, not as a pressurizing, like, pressure thing, but just to, like, tell her, like, look, this is what I'm focused on. Like, I want to be a dad, I want to be a family, and, you know, it sucks the position we're in, because I know, like, even, like, people give me shit when I say stuff like this, because they put it as, like, oh, I'm pressuring her to have a baby. It's, like, acting like as if we both don't want fucking babies. Both don't want a family. We both want it, and I'm not, like, trying to be, like, harsh about it, but, like,
it's what you want.
Yeah. And it's like, we had to, the thing is like, it was unspoken between the both of us, though. Like, we would kind of, like, we would both be trying, but not saying it to each other, of, like, we just both knew. Does that make sense? Everything just flows for us. We don't even have to, like, sometimes have to talk, but, like, when the feelings are, like, so deep like this, I feel like it was built up.
Mm-hmm.
And so we talked about it, and that's why we honestly wanted to make this video, too. And I'll let Montana take the floor, though.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to really talk, because I know you're, like, you're the spotlight of all of this, you know? Like, you're the woman, like, you're gonna be carrying our kids at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You know? That's what we're praying for, is to be able to have our own baby, and yeah, you can talk. I don't wanna.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of, like, put my feelings in first, because I'll forget what I'm saying.
Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that, to be, like, fully transparent, like, it's not gonna be easy for this to be talked about. Just to, like, put it out there, because I don't want to see any negativity with anything that has to do with mine or Ryan's feelings, because how we feel is valid, and this is our real life, and this is really what we're going through, and nobody knows this feeling unless you go through it. That's kind of what Ryan was touching on, about, like, oh, he can get shit for some of the stuff that he says. We try and be as open as possible, because the people that do understand how we feel, this is where, you know, we get to feel connected. And also for the people that want to just know updates on our life, this is why we do it. And we know that we have a connection with you guys and a bond with you guys, and we do share basically 100% of our life with you guys. I'm gonna be honest. You guys have genuinely been through the real, the good, the bad, the ugly. We always get the questions, why aren't you guys pregnant? Where's the kids? Where's the babies? I feel like for a little bit now, the comments are only getting touchier and touchier. I know that people could mean well, but it is hard seeing that when behind the scenes, that's the one thing in our life that we want more than anything. I just want to take it back, not make it too long, but just kind of explain what caused what, where we are. And Ryan did explain a lot, but you guys know I had my pituitary tumor, and
Or if you didn't know,
yeah,
she had a pituitary tumor.
And that was caused by birth control. I was on birth control
It's right here.
for like 7 to 8 years. I was on the one that was implanted into my arm. When I got that taken out, my period never came back. And during the birth control, I never had my period. So I didn't have a period for like 8 years or something crazy like that. But long story short, I found out I had a pituitary tumor. It was a hormonal tumor on my pituitary gland. It made a lot of things go crazy inside my body. I was postmenopausal, but my body also thought it was pregnant because my prolactin levels were so high. So I was pregnant, but also 60 years old and with no cycle. So my body you could imagine, was absolutely all over the place. So I made a decision to get the tumor removed, and I kind of want to start there. I know so many of you, when I came out that I had it, you guys were like, oh, I have it too. And I feel like it took me a really long time to realize how much I went through once it came to the surgery, because I know you guys asked me how I've been doing since then.
By the way, we are a year.
Yeah, it's coming up. March is a year. The symptoms that I constantly had on a regular basis, I obviously don't have anymore, and I'm very blessed to, be as healthy as I possibly can in this moment. I'm almost there, other than, the ovulation, the menstrual cycle, like getting my period regularly, and also being able to get pregnant. But other than that, my symptoms are gone. I'm feeling as healthy as I possibly can. I feel like obviously there's still hormonal things that I feel like I still feel. Obviously my cycle isn't normal. That's the hormonal imbalances that I could feel. But other than that, I feel good. And I thank you guys for always checking up on me and asking how I'm doing and asking how I feel since getting out the tumor. And I feel like it is still the best decision I could have ever made. The number one reason why I got it removed was because they told me that it was a very slim chance that I could get pregnant having my tumor. And I'm sure that there's a bunch of cases where women have a prolactinoma and they can get pregnant, and I'm happy for them, but for me, it was just not the case. Medication just wasn't doing it for me, and it just didn't help me. So my best option was to get it removed. When I went to the hospital and I got it removed, it was one of the most insane things I feel like I've ever experienced. I genuinely didn't know how much went into it, and
I don't think we were prepared.
Yeah, I definitely
we
wasn't
were mentally
prepared.
not there and physically not prepared. I don't think. I think we were just so fixated on getting it removed that it was like whatever it takes, but like what it took was like
a lot.
Low key a lot, even a little bit more than what the doctors were kind of telling us.
Yeah. And
like they brushed it off.
Yeah.
And like I was crazy.
I'm kind of glad that I did have the conversations that I had prior, and that I didn't know everything that entailed, but I definitely think that it was just a lot. I don't know how to like explain it. Sometimes I guess I don't know, maybe it's like trauma, but I was in the ICU for 24 hours after the surgery, and that's basically when a nurse is by your side basically every single minute, and I just experienced a lot of things. It was in a lot of different pain that I've like never felt before, and it was just, I don't want to say like scary, but at the same time it was just I don't know how to explain it other than it was a lot, and it was like overwhelming.
I'm sure y'all can ICU, massive head surgery.
Yeah, I'm lucky that my recovery has been very good, and I feel the way that I feel now. Now it's been a year, and the only thing that hasn't fully gone back to normal is my cycle. Without my cycle being regular, I'm not ovulating normally, and if I'm not ovulating normally, then I obviously don't know when I could get pregnant, when my ovulation is, when I'm ovulating, this, that, and the other. I basically can't get pregnant if I don't know, and my body doesn't know what to do what. So it's been frustrating. When I first got my first period, I had a feeling it wasn't going to be regular, but then I got my first period, and then 4 months later I got my second period. When I got my second period, the timing of it all was very crazy, because that was the time that Ryan and I had actually just talked and booked a fertility appointment to go get my eggs checked, to get his sperm checked, just to make sure that all grounds are covered and that we know everything. And Ryan ended up being good to go. He's good, so that was a good thing to eliminate and know that you know, we don't have to worry about him. For me, I didn't have PCOS or endometriosis. My lining looked great. My eggs looked great. I had a lot of eggs in there. Everything looked good. That was another amazing thing that we could basically check off our list. Obviously, the one thing is that I'm not cycling normally and I'm not ovulating normally. I had a feeling in my heart that feeling like it was gonna happen naturally for us. And also, I felt like almost in the moment that, you know, the more we go to these fertility appointments, the more it's gonna be on our mind, and it's gonna kind of just like make us overthink everything. So we stepped back from the fertility appointments because they basically did just say that it was only a matter of time and ovulation needs to, you know, my body's still healing. So I got my first period. 4 months later, I got my second period, and then not the next month, but the month after that, I got my third period. So in January, I got my third period, and I didn't get a period in February. So that kind of just showed us we were hoping and praying for a back-to-back period, because that's, to be honest, our golden sign, having a regular period. And I really thought that I was going to, but also I really had hoped that I would be pregnant. And that's like where this all leads to, is we're not pregnant because it's just my body can't get there yet. You want something also even more when you like can't. I don't like to use the word can't, but like it's just not that easy for us.
It's like a really rare case too.
Yeah. Like it's hard like not to think about it. Like we see it in everything.
Yeah.
Now. And there's been a million tests that I've taken without like anybody knowing or like Ryan knowing. I'll sit here and like I'll pray and pray and pray. There's like so many times where like I sit here and I hope and I think that like, oh my god, what if like now's the time? Seeing so many negatives, it's hard. Like Ryan was saying, we like had so much built up, and then we had like a conversation. It was comforting to know that he almost feels the same way that I do, just like in a different font, like in the way that he feels. Because one thing I think that I've struggled with the most is knowing how bad he wants it. And not because of like when he talks to me, like I love that he talks to me, but it's just like a me thing that more than anything, like when I see the negatives, like it's not just about me. Like I think about like I'm letting down us, and I know I shouldn't like put that pressure on myself.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't put pressure on yourself like that. And the thing is nobody's actually pressuring. Like even me, I know we talked about this, but I want to reassure you.
Yeah.
Like I'm not pressuring you at all.
No, I know.
And the thing is, I know that she struggles like so much with it. She's always in her head about it and just like dwells on it a lot. Like we're in the same exact boat when it comes to it. We talked about this, like we need to like lean on each other more for it, and not necessarily like don't say things. Like we have to talk about it, even though like we don't want to, because we want it to just flow and just happen for ourselves.
Yeah.
But
if it can't happen that way, you know, that's okay too.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like what we've come to the realization of, like, if we need the help, like, we need to understand that we want to do whatever it takes. The thing is that I don't think fertility is the problem. I just think it's the ovulation that's the problem right now.
That's why it hits us a little even harder, because it's like, you gotta think, she went like sitting in your shoes. Like I couldn't even sit myself in her shoes to think that, you know, you did the surgery so that you could have a baby, that you could get pregnant. You did the surgery and did the medication for how long? Then you did a full surgery 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Like that process of how that surgery went was just like she was saying, like it was a lot more than what we thought. And like when you really think back about it, you're like, damn, I want it to pay off. Like I want that to pay off. I want to feel fulfilled from doing that. surgery. That was pregame.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like you wanna win, and you wanna like be able to be fulfilled by did it for a purpose, because you did. And I feel like you'll feel that really strongly whenever it does come. That's where it hurts, is like the in between and this, we call it like the waiting game. It'll happen soon. We had the conversation of like, you know, should we just like put this on the back burner and just like try and forget about it for now? And but it's just something that we will never be able to, like everything we do, we like almost see ourselves with a kid. We have all of our family, like my brother has his kids, all of our friends have kids, I swear, almost all of them. And it's just like, I hope my brother's watching this. Like, my brother called me on my birthday, and he had Bryson say happy birthday to me. That was like the cutest shit, bro. And I just like, that touches you, you know? I think especially with age, like we're getting older too, that, you know, we're not old yet, you know? But, you know, like, we're not into like like we can travel and do stuff like that, but to us, to me, I'm gonna put it to y'all, it's a distraction. To me, it's a distraction, right? And doing this house up, and I feel like we're doing it as fast as we are now, and kind of just like jump straight into it when we were supposed to wait. We were gonna wait first 3 months, but then we just started furnishing the place because we were trying to distract our minds. Because the house brings us so much peace with everything else in life that we've dealt with. But with this, now all we can see is living in this house with a baby, with babies, with a family, and raising them in this house, you know? Now that we're settled in. And I feel like you go on a trip, you feel good on the trip, you feel great. But that's a week, 10 days. And then you're back to the same cycle of the same feelings. So it's like, that's like our mindset. And it's like such like a flustered mind.
Yeah, that like we see it in everything, that like it's, like going out sometimes, like on a bad day, like leaving the house, and like I'll go to the store and just like see how many people like have kids, like, or like being on like social media and seeing like babies laugh, or like interactions with babies, or if I hear any sort of anybody complain about being a parent. And I understand like being a parent sometimes cannot be like glorious or whatever the case is, but like you have no idea how many people would die to be in your position. It's definitely been a silent battle for a long time.
Everything right now just feels like we're just living to distract our minds, almost feeling like not living with purpose, right?
Yeah. This isn't to be like so like sad and like depressed with y'all, but it's just really like the side that y'all like really don't see.
Yeah, we're letting y'all in for sure.
Yeah,
I even like question like posting stuff like this. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Yeah.
We have good faith that it can come for us and that it will come for us, and it's only in time. Time will tell. The thing is, we're keeping good faith, but we do want to make sure we're doing the right thing. So in the near future, you might see us go to like the appointments again, see where it takes us. We have no idea where that road even takes you. Like, we're blind to it. So we've looked into it. We're not going to put anything out there because we don't want to be false. But when that time comes, we'll take you guys through that process and that journey and just figure out like why we can't right now, what we need to do. I feel like this has been a long road, a long journey, and I feel like that's why things can get like twisted, mixed up, or even just like so much. We're here and we want to almost start, it's like another phase. People tell us like, oh, you can, you know, take a break, and that's good. It is good for our mind. Yeah, we talked about it.
You know, like Ryan said, like the distraction of, you know, doing the house, and this makes us happy, and doing things together. And like Ryan and I we're also best friends. So like everything we do together, like we always have fun together. We're always laughing. We always have like such good quality time together. And that's even a distraction for us, like just being us. But we have our house, we have each other, we have a foundation, we have a stability, we have
We've done so much
a foundation, an empire together, that we have that one thing that's missing.
I know like people will say like you guys are young, you can live life and have kids when you get late 20s, 28, 29, 30. We've done a lot in our life.
I feel like we've lived many lives together.
Literally.
I feel like the best way that we could put just like how we're feeling right now, we're like grieving our future family. Like that's like genuinely like what it feels like. It feels like almost like a heartbreak. That's like the best way that
I think February past Valentine's Day was like a burden to me. It was like it was something I wasn't looking forward to. And like that's why we like kind of like slowed down on posting a little bit. Just because like we were just like not in the right headspace.
Yeah.
We're definitely changing that going into March.
Yeah.
Because we do love doing things with each other, being funny, like Montana said, picking up the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Like we love all of that.
But as soon as it affects us in like the kind of way that it did, that's why we genuinely will step away and then come back and talk to you guys like we are now and be real and just tell you guys what's going on. Basically just the perfect time because the 1 year of the surgery is coming up and just the way that we're feeling with it all. Just so you guys know where we're at.
And where we're going to be going moving forward. Yeah. That day comes. That's what's going to be our testimony, I swear.